talk about gender-based violence and the root causes, there's no way we'll discuss it without touching on our cultural practices, you know. The way we approach our cultural practices at times, especially from a negative perspective, not holding on to the dignity of the human person, contributes to the extent of violence that persons suffered. And in terms of religion as well, you know, you have negative religious interpretations that impart on the treatment of women differently from men. This also contributes to the extent to which persons suffer gender-based discrimination. If you look deeper, you know, the prevalence of male child preference is also a problem, you know, because most times people believe that the girl child will soon get married, will soon leave the father's house to go into another family. So they don't pay so much attention to the kind of opportunities, the kind of education, the kind of empowerment that the girl child gets compared to that of the boy child. So most times, you know, we also contribute to it in how we bring up the children, you know, making girls feel like they are not very important or feel like they are second-class citizens. And girls grow up to become women who in the end, if they are not educated, become disempowered and, you know, continue to occupy the second-class citizen position in the country. So there are quite a number of factors that one can attribute, you know, as some of the root causes of gender-based violence. Gender-based violence could also result, you know, from the kind of laws practiced in communities and in countries across the world. And that's why it's also a good thing that there is an awareness, there is effort, there are legal frameworks to address some of these root causes of gender-based violence. But most importantly, you know, when we need to look back at our culture and promote the good ones, and, you know, and then talk about those ones that are very, very patriarchal in nature, you know, that continues to reduce the space of the womanhood, continues to reduce the space of the girl child, and prefers the male child. It's not that the male child is not important, but where you give opportunities to the boys more than the girls, thinking that the girls are subhuman, then it becomes a problem. And that also impacts on the kind of interpersonal relationship that you have, you know, when the girls go into marriage, you know, when the boys, you know, also grow up to become men and the girls become women and they are married. We're talking about domestic violence today, not necessarily because of the new relationship that may have been started, but because of the predisposition, you know, to the fact that maybe girls have little contribution to make to any society. And this is not true. We've seen the kind of achievement that girls have achieved over the years. So digging deeper into the root causes of gender-based violence is one way that would also help us to address those gaps that is limiting the efforts of girls, the efforts of women across the globe. And we must be realistic. If we do not remove those root causes, then we would continue to dance around, you know, the same factors all the time. If we remove it by being committed, implementing the existing legal framework, and also understanding that whether someone is male or female, they are human beings, they have life within them, and they have that dignity of the human person that is a fundamental human right that must be respected from time to time.
Wow. Thank you very much.
You have a backup. Okay.
Go ahead.
You've outlined